Hi, welcome to today's open mic session. We have a couple of people that have joined before, but for those of you that from the cohort 9 that are just joining our open mic session for the first time, welcome. We are very happy to have you here, and we hope you get to learn a lot. No, we know you're going to learn a lot, so yes, and I'm also looking forward to learning with you as well. So, as you already know, today's topic is about building your investment portfolio from scratch. This topic was specifically asked for by our community, our alumni community. So, they said they want to learn more about investments this year. So, we chose to hold this session. So, yes, let's move on to the agenda for today. So today we're welcoming you already. We have our icebreaker. We have two keynote speakers that would be, you know, enlightening you all on more about these things. Then we'll have a Q&A session where you can ask them questions and they'll answer you. Yeah, so moving on. Can you all hear me? Please confirm that you can hear me before we start.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay. So before we get into this, I want us to start with I want us to drop messages in the chat telling us where you're joining from. So just a brief introduction. My name is Princess. I'm joining from your country. So you can just drop it in the chat so you all can get really familiar with each other before we start. Okay, I'm seeing some messages. I'm seeing some messages. Okay, Sabrina from Lagos. Well, I'm also from Lagos. So nice to meet you, Sabina. Glory from Lagos. Margaret from Uganda. Okay, okay. Glad to know we have people from all over the world trying to learn the same thing. Yes, that's really nice. That's really nice. Keep dropping your messages in the chat box. Keep dropping them. Okay. Um. So moving on. So Miriam from Nigeria. Benita. Okay. I'm seeing the messages. Blessing from Lagos, Lucia from Abuja. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you all. Okay. All right. So let's continue. You can keep dropping it here. Let's continue. So for the icebreaker for this session, I want to ask you guys a question. So the question is, what comes to your mind whenever you hear the word investment and savings? Please feel free to drop it in the chat box as well. What comes to your mind when you hear investment? Do you think it's something impossible, something you need to have so much money to attain? Just let me know what comes to your mind. You can also unmute if you're able to speak at the moment without dropping in the chat box. So yes, waiting. Okay, I like what I'm seeing in the chat box. Someone says you can start with as little as you have, and yes, that is very true. Okay, someone says stock exchange market. Well, it goes beyond that, but yes, stock exchange market, it's a necessity to create wealth, yes, because you cannot save your way to wealth. So it's a necessity that you invest if you want to attain wealth. To keep and grow your money, definitely. Investment is just a way to multiply income. Yeah, yes. An act of putting money in something so it can yield more money. Yes, Farida, that's true. Then Cynthia says money that works for you. Yes, that's like the easiest way to put it. Your money is working for you instead of you working for the money. The money is just somewhere multiplying and working for you. Future security. Yes, your future is also secured. And there's one thing I've come to understand, that investment is a long-term plan. It's not something you put in today and next year you're trying to withdraw it. Doesn't work like that. Or let's say in 6 months you're trying to withdraw it, so it's for your future. Secure your future and ensure that you retire really early. Buying shares and saving for the future. Yes. Yes. More comments. Okay, someone says no, you can start saving with the little amount you have. What comes to mind when I hear investment is saving, is investment savings is planning for the future. Yes, we said that already. We said that already. Someone says, being well, do you like money? Sabina says, I used to think you needed much money at once to invest. Right now, I know you can start small. Yes, it's part of the reasons I signed up for this webinar. Yes, you can definitely start small. Okay, wealth creation. Yes, I think you guys already have the basic knowledge on what investment means. So right now, I'll just do a brief introduction of our speakers and let them have the floor, because I'm also here to learn. So our first speaker, Miss Florence Damilola Olatunbosun. She's a financial educator at Money Africa. So, Florence Damilola Olatunbosun is a distinguished financial educator at Money Africa, committed to redefining the financial landscape across the African continent. Her mission is clear: to transform how Africans understand and achieve financial empowerment. She's an exceptional scholar from the onset, and Damilola graduated with a distinction in her national diploma programs, ranked among the top 10% of her undergraduate class, and became a chartered accountant while still in university, an achievement that underscores her discipline, intellect, and commitment to her excellence. With over 5 years of experience spanning banking, development, finance, and personal wealth education, she brings deep expertise in financial system designs, cash flow optimization, and strategic financial planning. Her impact includes training nearly 300 individuals on financial management and implementing systems that have transformed organizational operations. At Money Africa, Damilola leads high-impact financial education initiatives, developing innovative programs, curating tailored tools, and nurturing a growing ecosystem of financially empowered Africans. Her work directly addresses the continent's financial inclusion gap, equipping everyday people with the knowledge and confidence to take ownership of their finances, build generational wealth, and lead transformative financial journeys. So imagine all this in one person. So the person we've brought to speak to you guys today is someone that knows what she's saying. So let's have it up for Florence Damilola Olatunbosun as she speaks now.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Sorry, my voice is a bit low, and please bear with me. Uh, Thank you so much, Nico, for having me here. Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you so much to all our listeners. We have about 77 people on. I'm not sure if I'm getting the number right, but a lot of people have joined from all over Africa just to be able to learn how to build their investment portfolio from scratch. I would want to assure you that if you listen to everything that I will be discussing, I will be sharing on the call, and you don't just listen alone, you also act on it. I can assure you that in the next 1 year, you won't be the same person. Sorry, you won't be the same person. So, how do you build an investment portfolio from scratch? During the course of the icebreaker, we said a lot about money. Someone said stock market. Said, oh, savings. So another person said investment. Other people said, oh, I can actually start investing with the little I have. I don't necessarily have to have a lot to start investing. Yeah, that's true. So, but I'm going to give you a roadmap that is all and what you need to actually start building your portfolio from scratch. So let's start. Let's dive right in. First thing first, everybody wants to invest, but before you can adequately start investing, before you can adequately start building a portfolio, there's something you need, which is financial literacy. Financial literacy. So, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is just having the knowledge as it relates to making money, saving your money, and at the same time, growing your money. So, you'll see the dynamics. You start with earning money, then saving, then investing your money, which is growing your money. So, remember, you can't actually build something that you lack knowledge in. That is why financial literacy is crucial. So now let's talk about something else, which is personal finance, which everybody on the call should know and should start implementing. Personal finance simply means your ability as an individual to start making money. Because I'm going to be sincere with you. I'm not yet to like bamboozle you. I'm going to be sincere with you that you cannot grow your money. You cannot invest if you've not made money, because it is the money that you've made, that you've earned, that you set aside. It is the money that is being set aside that would then be invested. So if you don't have the capacity to make money, please don't even start thinking of investing, because it's something you are going to invest, right? I'm not going to tell us how to make money in terms of you need to get a job and all of that. I'm not going to do that, because I believe that someone must have addressed that already. But for you to be able to grow your money, for your portfolio, for you to have a portfolio, something you can call a portfolio, you need to have the capacity to make this money, because it is only when you make the money that you can save, and it is only when you save that you can then invest. With that being said, I believe we are all on the same page. Now, you are earning your money, you are making your money. For those people that are in Nigeria, you know what the economy is saying. Inflation is easing, so which is okay for us. But of course, outside it, we know that in the scale of 1 to 10, people, if you ask 5 out of 10 people will tell you that, oh, their salary does not take them home. What does that mean? It simply means that, oh, they are not able to set aside something after earning their monthly salary, which is a bit sad, right? So, and this will then help. Remember, I'm trying to create a roadmap. Now, it's sad that most people's salary cannot take them home, but this is a good way, and this is a roadmap that you can use. First thing first, you need to create a budget. And I know if I take a poll right now on the call and I ask the question, if you've created a budget before, maybe last year or even this year, when you're planning your new year resolution, you're doing your vision boarding, you've created a budget. We are at the end of January, have you been able to stick to your budget? With a I would if you've been able to stick to your budget, we're at the end of January. If you've been able to stick to your budget, please say yes. If you've not been able to stick to your budget, please say no. But remember, the first step towards any your portfolio is having a realistic budget. So I would like to know if you've been able to stick to your budget. Or someone said yes, two people have said no. Okay, no. I think no, 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 yes, no, okay. So there's a lot of no and there's some yes, which is okay. So, but I'm going to tell you that you not being able to stick to your budget is not necessarily because you did not create the right budget. It's simply because you did not create a realistic budget. And I'm going to tell you on the call how you can create a realistic budget, because all of this fit into each other. It is only when you can create a budget that you can stick with, you can then save. It is only when you can save that you can invest. So I'm going to talk us through all of this during the course of the 20 minutes that have been allotted to me. So you have your sorry, my voice is a bit low. You have you want to create a realistic budget because you want to be able to save your money. What should you do? This is what I would advise you to do. Pick up your bank statement. Yes, your bank statement where you transfer money and you spend money from. Pick it up. Please, you can ignore the month of December and the month of January, because to be sincere with you, these 2 months are outlier months. December, everybody's in celebration mode. They are spending money. They are doing 30 December. They are going out having fun. And in January, it dawned on you that, oh, you spend the money, all your money in December, so you are broke in January. So that's okay. So, but you might want to pick the month of September, October, and November. When you pick these 3 months, all you just have to do is the next thing all you just have to do is to do an analysis. How much did I spend on my transportation between September, October, and November? How much did I spend on my transportation? How much did I spend on my feeding between these 3 months? Then you pick an average. That is your actual spend. So I'm spending a lot of money on ordering food from Global, or ordering food from Childec. Oh, so I spend a lot of money on buying things for myself. You realize those things you spend this money on, and that is why this exercise is crucial. Pick up your bank statement, do an analysis. We call it a 3-month bank statement analysis. Do an analysis, and when you are done with the analysis, it will show you a clear picture. Now, after looking at that picture, you can then ask yourself, if you are okay with the numbers based on the analysis, that is what your budget should look like. That is how much you should allocate for your transportation. That is how much you should allocate for your feeding. That is how much you should allocate for your giving or self care, as the case might be. That is how much you should allocate. Now, when you are done allocating this amount, when you now have a clear budget, you can, if you're not comfortable with these numbers, you should retrospect, you should look inward and ask yourself, oh, I'm not comfortable with this number. Like, for instance, if you realize that, oh, I spend a lot of money on child deck, that is a call to action for you to start cooking at home. If you realize that you give more than 50% of your salary or income to families and friends or loved ones, then you should know that you should have a budget for your generosity, so that you don't end up giving everything and having nothing for yourself. And in all of this, you should ensure that a minimum, at least, you're not saving, you're saving at least 20%. So, we've created the budget now. Now, let's move to savings. Everybody will tell you that, oh, they want to save, with a show of hand, not necessarily a show of hand. You can just drop the comment in the chat box. I will check in. If you, last year, were you able to save the amount that you had planned to save? So last year, maybe your plan was, oh, I'm going to save maybe 100k for those people that are in Nigeria, or I'm going to save a certain amount every month for the next trip throughout the whole year. If you're able to save this amount, please say yes. Well, if you've not been even able to save the amount, please say no. Okay, we are having yes, we are having no, we are having no, we are having no. Okay, a lot of no, few years, big no. Okay, thank you so much for everybody that is commenting. So I would like to tell you my story about saving, so that you will know that for those people that are saying no, you are not alone. I would like to say this, that I remember when I started working and I was earning something significant, right? I was staying with my sister. So because I was staying with my sister, I was buying everything. I was buying the latest bags, shoes, wigs, those things that we girls would love to buy. I was buying it. But guess what? It dawned on me that my sister will be getting married, and because she'll be getting married, she'll have to leave, and I have to take care of the household expense. Then I decided that, okay, I can use my monthly income to take care of the household. I use my monthly income to take care of the household. Sorry, I think my mic was muted. I don't know, just to be sure. Okay. Just trying to confirm. Okay, mic has been unmuted. So, I realized that I realized that, oh, okay, out of my monthly income, I can take care of my living expense. But how about my rent? I don't want my landlord to start coming, to start knocking on my door and all of that. So I told myself, okay, I'll be saving a certain amount. But guys, girls and ladies, I'd like to tell you that I was not able to do this. I was not able to do that. I decided that I was going to be saving a certain amount, but guess what? I was not able. There are some months that, oh, I would see something and I'll say, oh, I'm going to, okay, let me take care of all of this. I'm going to save. But guess what? I won't end up saving. So while having a conversation, that was when I realized that I should stop relying on my will. I should stop relying on myself to actually save. Instead of relying on myself, I can just automate it, right? So that since I know when I get paid my salary, I know that my salary usually come within 25th to 30th. I decided to automate it, that every 27th a certain amount of my money should be deducted from my bank account and then move to another account so that I can save. And I want to tell everybody on the call today that if you want to really save, please, this is not the time for you to start saying, oh, I have the self will. This is the time for you to decide to automate your savings. Don't stop relying on yourself. You've relied on yourself from 2020 till date, and you've not been able to achieve it. I want to give you a cheat code. Just automate it. That amount, be it 10%, 20%, 30%, that amount, just automate it. And this particular date, let it be deducted. And I would like to share another story of how I automated and my reaction. So in this particular December, I told myself, I'm not going to save. Imagine you've been saving from January, and then December, you decided that you're not going to save. I told myself, I am not going to save. And when I told myself, I am not going to save, I was like excited that, oh, I'm going to use my money, I'm going to party, I'm going to enjoy myself, hang out with my friends and all. Guess what happened? On this fateful day, I was sleeping on my bed, and then when I woke up, usually when we wake up, you not open your eyes, you just stretch your hand, and then you try and look for your phone. I did the same thing. I just stretched my hand. I was looking for my phone. So I just saw the alert. A certain amount has been deducted from my account. I screamed. My mom came inside the room. I was like, why are you screaming? Because it's Christmas period. I was back home. Why are you screaming? I was like, Mommy, someone just took my money from my account. My mom was like, what happened? What is your ATM? I was like, my ATM is in my bag and all of that. But when I looked at the narrative, I realized that I have actually automated my savings and the deduction has been made. So, but guess what? The moral lesson of this whole story is that even when I decided that I don't have the self will, even when in my mind of mine, I told myself I don't want to save, right? Because I have automated it, I ended up saving. And I would like to tell you that for a fact, these days, whenever I want to save, whenever I want to achieve a particular goal, I don't bother myself saying, oh, I don't bother myself saying that, oh, I want to actually um personally or out of self will save this amount. Of course, if I get like a windfall money, I can push that towards my savings. But on a monthly basis, towards my goals, I just automate it. And since I discover automation, life has been much easier, right? So now remember we've spoken about budgeting, we've spoken about savings. The next key thing I would want us to talk about is you're investing. So now you've been able to save. Good. It's fine. You've been able to save towards your goal. But to be honest, just like what someone said during their icebreaker, you cannot save your way towards wealth. You can save your way to achieve some goal, but you can't really save your way towards wealth. And the reason is because for you to be able to build wealth, your money have to be working for you. And to be honest, most savings will not give you this opportunity. So how do you build your wealth? I know someone says buying stocks and all of that. Yes, that's right. But I would like to, instead of just buying stock, I would like to say this, that the only way you can build wealth is through ownership. The only way you can build wealth is through ownership. And what do I mean by ownership? Ownership means you own a stake in something. You built something that is now generating income for you. You own a stake, maybe you own a property that is generating rental income for you. You own a business that is generating maybe dividends or profit for you. Or you own stock in someone else's company that is now generating dividends or capital gain for you. So you see, ownership is the bedrock for building wealth. And I'm pretty sure we must have seen that story. So where some people tell you that, oh, as an employee, you cannot build wealth. You have to own your business. But I'd like to say this, that as an employee, you can build wealth while still working for somebody. But you won't build your wealth on just salary alone. You build your wealth on ownership, having a stake in that business that you're an employee in. Right? So now, that we've agreed that ownership is the bedrock for building wealth. How can you actually build your wealth? There are different ways you can build your wealth. There are different instruments that you can use to build your wealth, from the likes of commercial paper, treasury bills, mutual funds, money market mutual funds, equity mutual funds, stocks, and ETFs. These are ways at which you can build your funds. But I always say this, that while there are a lot of instruments for you to build your fund, it is needful for you to be able to match your funds with the instruments. So don't just say, oh, they said we should be investing, they said we should build in our world. Okay, I'll go and invest in equity, I'll go and invest in stocks, I'll go and invest in ETFs, or I'll go and invest in commercial paper. You can lose your money if you don't do it the right way. You can lose your money if you don't do it the right way. Because I've seen some people that will tell you that, oh, that means I want to invest. So you go and invest in cryptocurrency. Have you taken out time to know, oh, what is your risk appetite? Are you comfortable with the volatility? So these are some key questions you need to ask yourself. Why exactly this money that I'm setting aside, am I setting it aside for a long-term period? Or I'm just setting it aside for a short time to take care of some goals, to achieve some goals, maybe fund my education or fund my trip or fund the purchase of a gadget, or am I setting it towards my retirement? You can see these are different goals. And because they are different goals, you don't use the same instrument for them. For somebody that is saving towards their education, maybe the person is trying to pursue their masters, their MBA. Such a person should not put their money, such money, in stocks or ETF, because it's volatile. But you can put such money in an instrument like the money market mutual fund. You can put such instrument in stuff like treasury bills. You can put such instrument in stuff like, in some cases, commercial paper, as long as it has been vetted. But you can't put such money in stocks because it's volatile. What if the market goes down? What are you going to do? You've lost your money for your masters. Right. So those are the key things you need to assess before jumping into an investment vehicle. But here I am. I will just say a bit. Then of course, when we are asking our question, I would take the question. So let's talk a bit about stock market and ETF. When we talk about stocks, stock simply means you are investing in a particular company. Sorry. Stock simply means that you are investing in a particular company. You are owning a stake in that company. That is why people will tell you that, oh, I own companies, I own a stock of Tesla, I own Amazon, I own Coca-Cola, and the likes. That's stocks for you. At the same time, when you invest in stocks, one key thing you should know for a fact is that if the company does well, sorry, please, if you are not speaking, kindly mute your mic. If the company does well, the share price of the company would increase. But if the company does not do well, it will affect the share price. If the company does well, the management of the company will be happy and they can decide. And I would like to say this, right? It is not compulsory as the management of the organization to pay you dividends, because I've seen a situation where investor will say, oh, they are not paying dividend. It is not compulsory for them to pay you dividends, right? But one key thing you should know as an investor is that when the company makes profit, they can decide to pay you a portion of dividends. They can decide to pay you a portion of the profit as dividends. Sorry, someone just said they can't hear me. Please, if you can hear me, kindly comment that. Just say yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. I just wanted to be sure. So, the fact is just that if you own a piece of stock, two things you are entitled to: capital gain and dividends. When we say stocks, it simply means when we say capital gain simply means that the share price of the company you've bought has improved. The share price of the company that you got has improved, right? So something that you got for 15 naira or 100 naira is now being traded at maybe 200 or 500 naira. So which means that you've gotten capital gain if you decide to sell. And bear in mind that you only make that gain the moment you sell. If you don't sell, it will remain an unrealized gain. But at the same time, you can own your stock and the company will decide to pay you dividends for holding the stocks. You can hold on to it and they will decide to pay you dividends. So that is stocks. And I would like to say this on the call that if you know we are all in our 20s, and our 30s, I'd like to say this that in your 20s and in your 30s, this is your wealth building phase, and you should be open to taking some risks. So you should take more risks by buying individual stocks. But outside buying individual stock, another instrument that you can use to build your wealth, that you can use to start create your portfolio, is ETF. And what is ETF? ETF is a bundle of security. ETF is a bundle of security that allows you to buy into multiple companies at the same time. So you see an ETF like S&P 500, you can buy into over 5,000 companies by just because you own one ETF. That ETF means that you own a piece of other companies. So when you check the holdings of that ETF, you realize that they have holding in multiple companies. So which means that even if one company does not perform in the thousands of companies that is under their holding, your portfolio will not be affected. So unlike stocks that if the company does not perform, you would suffer for it. With ETF, that is not the case. It's like you're spreading your eggs in multiple baskets. That even if one basket is faulty, you still have other baskets to deal with, right? So and all of these are but it is very easy for you to start. Remember, the goal of this call is for you to start your portfolio from scratch. It is very easy for you to start. All you just have to do is make a part today that, on a monthly basis, a certain amount, as little as 5,000 naira if you're in Nigeria, you can start investing with as little as 5,000 naira if you're in Nigeria. If it's on a monthly basis, you set aside a certain amount of your income and then you channel it towards your investment vehicle, right? But don't just invest randomly or because of based on hype. Try as much as possible that you do your due diligence and you research before you start investing. And gone are those days whereby you need a broker, you need to go to the broker's office. No, now you can just download the apps and then you start. So some key apps that you need to have on your phone if you are intentional about building wealth. One is Ladder, because Ladder allows you to save in fixed income. You can download Ladder today. And the good news about Ladder is that when you download Ladder and you save as much as 100,000, as little as 100,000 naira, you get access to a robo advisory. If you save a million, 1.5, you get access to a financial advisor. The financial advisor will sit down with you, have a conversation with you, and plan your wealth. So, but I would like to tell you that gone are those days whereby building wealth is just for those people that are above. You can start with as little as 5,000 naira today. So, at this point, I would like to take a pause. I know we have a lot of questions. I would like to ask Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Is it possible? Okay, ladder is being spelled Ladda. Ladder.
Yes.
Nicole, is it possible for me to take my questions now?
Okay. So, okay, yes, you can.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So
So,
I'd like to. Okay, so would you like to moderate that? Okay. So we can drop our questions if you can unmute your mic if you have questions. You can unmute your mic if you ask questions, and if you don't have, you can unmute your mic if you have question, or you can drop the question in the chat box, and I will take them. Yes, I mentioned Ladder. Another apps that you can use for you to start buying stocks and ETF are platforms like Trove, Bamboo, if you're in Nigeria. But if you're not in Nigeria, if you're in, I don't know if you have people in Canada here, but if you're in Canada, you can use an app called World Simple. If you're
okay, I
in the
can read out the
UK,
questions and then you.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think okay, so that's fine. I think Nico is having issue with her network. So I'm just going to take the question from the chat box. So you can use if you're in Canada, you can use World Simple. If you're in the UK, you can use platforms like um You can use platforms like Nutmeg. You can use platforms like Fidelity. If you're in the United States, you can use platforms like Robinhood. So I'm just going to take all the questions in the chat box. I'm just going to take all the questions in the chat box. So, what is dividend? Thank you so much, Khadija. Dividend is a portion of, so when you invest in stocks, of a company, it's like you're owning that company. So when the company makes profits, they are going to give you a portion of that profit, right? They're going, because you're now part of the owner of the business, they are going to give you a portion of that profit. But the portion of the profit that is usually being paid is based on the unit of shares that you own. So the more units of shares that you own, the more dividends you get. How can I buy stocks? I am interested. I will need guidance. So Beatrice, thank you so much for your question. I will take Beatrice and Favor's question together. So you can buy stocks and ETF on platforms like Trove, Bamboo. You can buy stock on platforms like Trove, Bamboo, or RiseVerse. You can buy stocks if you are in Nigeria. But if you are not in Nigeria, just you might want to just do that research yourself and ensure that it is being regulated, because you don't want to put your money in a platform that is not regulated. What is ETF? ETF is exchange traded funds. So remember what I said about stocks. When you buy stocks, you are simply just owning a piece of one company. Is like, oh, I want to buy stocks and I go and buy MTN stock. I want to buy stock and I go and buy Zenith Bank stock. That is stocks. But with ETF, what you are simply doing is it's like you are buying an amper. When during Christmas, when they give us amper, you see Coca, you see rice, you see cookies, you see milk. That can be likened to an ETF. So instead of stocks that, oh, somebody will just give you one bag of milk, with ETF, it's like you're buying one amper. That you're buying one amper, and that amper has Coca-Cola, has Amazon, has Facebook, has MTN, has GTCO. It's like a bundle of security. So that is ETF. How can you buy ETF? You can buy ETF the same way you buy stocks. Just download the app, either Bamboo or Trove. If you're in Nigeria, download the app, do your KYC, and then you can start buying. No, we don't sell stocks on ladder, but you can start saving on ladder. You can start saving on ladder. Like I said, if you're able to save as little as 100,000 naira, you will get access to robo advisory. An automatic advice will be given to you based on your risk appetite that you filled in. Okay, so ladder is currently for international people. You can try downloading it. If you check your app store and you see it, then you can start downloading it and you can actually start saving. But in that case, you might have to save in dollars, because there's no option to save in other currency outside naira and dollars. So what about Bamboo and vice versa? Yes, Bamboo is also a good platform. They are regulated, so you can use it. Yes, the answer is right. Ladder is right. LADDA. How to activate automatic savings? So all you just have to do, depending on how you want to, you can, if you're in Nigeria, when you are done downloading your ladder, you just click on what is known as direct debit. They would, if you do this, just say, oh, direct debit, you want to set up a direct debit. It will automatically ask for your bank account, and then you will set the amount. Oh, I want this certain amount to be deducted on a monthly basis. Funny thing, you could even do daily, you could do weekly, depending on your choice, and it will be automated. Okay. Yes, Bamboo, Trove, Tracker, RiseVerse. This platform allows you to invest in stocks and ETF. So the minimum amount to start your investment on stocks, with as little as 5,000 naira, you can start investing in Nigerian stocks. What are the process to start with ladder, and what is the minimum amount? To be honest, you can start with any amount. You can start with 5,000, you can start with 10,000, you can start with 50,000. Any amount you have, you can start. But what we are currently running a promo, which means that save and invest promo, which means that when you save, you would be able to, when you save, you would also get an advice on what to invest in. When you save, you also get an advice on what to invest in. Yes, Afri Invest is also good. Yes, Afri Invest is also good. The only reason why I did not mention Afri Invest is that it's just limited to Nigerian stock, except you want to try Optimus. Optimus allows you to invest in global stock alone. So, but I'm not really comfortable, for me, and this is a personal preference. I'm not really comfortable with investing in one platform and then investing in local stock on one platform and then my global stock on another. I would think I would want to have all my investments in one place. So I think I've answered this. Please, I always get loan. Okay, so as a civil servant, you always get loans. So we always say this, that, and I always advise that the first step towards getting out of building your wealth, if you have debt, is to pay up all your loans. I would want to ask, I would, princess, I would like to say this, that first thing first, make a part today, because the only reason why you are taking loans is because you are living above your income. That is why you are taking loan. It's because you are living above your income. So today, make a decision, write the list of all your debts, write it out, and then try as much as possible that at least every month you are living below your income. So imagine if you are earning, let's say, 300,000 naira in a month, try as much as possible to keep your living expense to 200 or 250, as you can just try to keep it below how much you earn. So whatever extra that you get, use it to pay off your debt. The first step towards building wealth is you need to pay off your debt. You can't build wealth when you have some debt. So try as much as possible you clear your debt. And if you are confused about this, you can actually just reach out to me. You can reach out to me and I'll be happy to guide you. What is ETF? And okay, I think I've explained this. What about when you're in South Africa? So for if you're in South Africa and other African countries, you have to actually check. I know bamboo is in Ghana, but I don't know if they're in South Africa. So, but you have to check, reach out to your broker, just do a research online, but ensure that whichever platform you see is being regulated by SEC. Yes, yes. The answer on ladder, after I save 100K, can I invest in ETF? Yes, you can. What is the best for students who are interested in investing? To be honest, both students, both workers, both corporate person, everybody is the same when it comes to investing, right? All you just need to do is pick what works for you, pick your app, and start investing. Make sure, remember what I said, create a budget that allows you to live your life, right? But also help you to save and invest, and then start investing. Yes, bamboo. Yes, this is bamboo. Please repeat the benefits of ladder. So I'm going to just repeat this for the purpose of our time. So for ladder, when you save on ladder, when you save as minimum as low as 100,000 naira on ladder, you will get advisory on what to invest in. When you save as low as 100,000 naira on ladder, you will get advisory. And I would like to put it out there today. So I would like to put it out there today for people that are to make the decision to say, oh, they want to save on ladder, you have other question on ladder, you can reach out to Nicole. She would give you my contact and then we can discuss this further. How does one sell these stocks? If I feel like, can I buy in my kid's name? Yes, you can sell stock the same way you buy. You can also sell. You just click on your sell button. Then they will ask you how many units do you want to sell, and then you sell. Can you buy in your kid's name? Okay, so the way Nigerian works right now is you can't necessarily buy in the name of your kids, because for you to open this account, you have to be up to 18 before you can actually be. So you might not necessarily buy, but what you can do is you can make them beneficiaries. Between stocks and ETF. Which one is better? To be honest, I won't say one is better than the other. The only thing is that ETF allows you to diversify better, and stock does not allow you to do that. And the downside to that is that stocks is more riskier than ETF. So you should do a mix. You should not say, oh, I'll do ETF and I'll leave stock. You should do a mix. Can you give us a hint on stock to invest in currently? No, I'll not do this so that you not go and call me out on Twitter and say, oh, Damilola gave you stock. If you want recommendation, you can just reach out to me. And the reason is because investing is not a one size fits. investing is not a one size fit. You should actually have a conversation with an investor advice and a financial advisor that can then advise you on what to invest in. That is why we are offering robo advisory to people that save as much as 100,000 naira on ladder. So I mentioned ladder bamboo for your investment. I heard there is usually a dividend window for some company, majorly bank. Yeah, this is true. This is true. This is true. But to be honest, I always say this, that even when you're in your 20s, your 30s, your goal should not be dividends, because remember what I said, dividend is usually being paid on based on the unit of stocks that you own. And if you don't own a lot of units, that automatically means that we would not if you don't own a lot of units, that automatically means that you will not get much dividend. So what I'm going to do is, so as to allow the second speaker to speak, I'm going to ask sorry, I'm a bit under the weather. So maybe I'm a bit under the weather. So, in order to allow, because I can take questions and question and question. I know this is an open mic section for us to speak, but at the same time, I would want to allow the other speaker to speak. So I'm going to ask Nicole. Nicole can help compile all the question, and then response answer can be given to all of these questions. I hope that's fine.
Yes, please. That works. That works.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. This was really impactful. I was here taking notes as well, so I'm glad I was a part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You guys should appreciate her with the love emojis. Give her her flowers because she's actually under the weather. She's not feeling too good yet. She showed up. So this is a big deal. I mean, let's appreciate her before she leaves. Thank you. Okay, so our second keynote speaker, we have Mrs. Mercy Salami. She's actually an Africa Agility alumna, so she's one of our community members, and she offered to do this. We're really grateful for this. So a brief introduction. Mrs. Mercy Salami is a certified product manager at Africa Agility Foundation, and she has been working in the finance sector for 5 years. Her major roles involves investment advisors such as wealth management, retirement planning, children educational planning, wealth building, and advice on stock markets and life assurance investment user. So yes, she's a financial advisor at Leadway Finance, and she has the floor now. Thank you, Mrs. Mercy. Would like to hear from you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Hello, Africa Agility. Hello, Nicole. Hello, all the beautiful friends. All right. It's a honor to be here. Thank you so much, our first speaker, Damilola Florence. You really touched every aspect, almost every aspect. All right. Can you hear me, please? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen. Sorry. Can you see my screen? No. Okay, hold on.
No, we can't see your screen yet.
Okay, I'm trying to think it's the network. All right. If let me see if I can do that. I think. Can you see now, please? Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Can you see my? Okay. All right. Thanks so much. So I'll be taking us on the web blueprints. Mrs. Damilola has actually done a lot. Also, I'll be talking on building your portfolio from the scratch. For those that are new in the investment sector, we'll be talking about how to start from the scratch. Okay, so we'll be moving on to wealth on its own. Wealth is the value of assets and resources accumulated over time that is sufficient to sustain a comfortable lifestyle, secure the future, and create a positive impact on others. So if you're wealthy, you must be able to live a comfortable lifestyle. You must be able to sustain it. There's a difference between where you're comfortable today and tomorrow you're lacking finance. And there's another thing to be comfortable, and for a period of time your wealth is able to sustain you. That is what we are going to be treated today on how to have a comfortable lifestyle, how to sustain it, how to secure your future and create a positive impact on others. I tell people, if you're wealthy and nobody is impacted through your wealth, you are not wealthy. So if you claim to be worthy and your wealth is all about you, you are not worthy. So I'll be moving on to the next slide, which is wealth blueprint. So this wealth we are talking about, how does it come about? How do we generate it? Nobody is born to be wealthy. We all have some strategies that we'll put in place that make everybody to be wealthy. So this will take us to the strategy and plan that guide how a person creates, manage, and grow his or her wealth. So we are going to talk about how to create your wealth, how to manage the wealth for it to sustain you and extend to the future, and how do you multiply it. There's a saying that says it's only investment that multiplies your wealth. So this is all we are going to talk about today. Hope you can all hear me.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
thanks so much. Thanks so much. So we are going to talk on some key points on wealth blueprints. Which number one is the mindset. Wealth, how you become in life starts from the mind. If somebody dash you 100 million naira today, and you don't have a wealthy mindset, within a period of time, that 100 million, you won't be able to account for it. So being wealthy starts from the mindset, and this is very essential. Your belief about money determines your financial results, like I just explained. What the kind of mindset you have towards money determines how you will be financially. So number two is your vision and goals. A wealthy blueprint answers to the following questions, which is, what kind of life do you want? The kind of life you want determines how you're going to manage your wealth. How much wealth do you need? Yes, I want to be wealthy. I want to be wealthy. How much wealth do you actually need? How much wealth can you manage? How much wealth can you take? There are some people that say, like, there's a saying that if you are not prepared to be wealthy, or if you don't have the capacity to take some kind of wealth, the wealth might actually take somebody's life. So you must be able to expand your capacity to take the kind of wealth you are building. Then the third one is, when do I want to achieve it? So if you want to build your portfolio, you have to answer to these three questions, which is what kind of life do I want? How much wealth do I need? And when do I want to achieve it? So that is why we must set a goal that is within a time frame. Some people will say, I want to build house, I want to build house, I want to build house. The question should be, when do you want that house to be built? That will give your money direction. It will make you to know how to plan. It will make you to know the kind of investment to go into. If you want to establish a project in the next 5 years, it's not advisable for you to be taking up an investment of 20 years. If you want to achieve a project in the next 20 years, it is not advisable for you to take a project of 5 years. So these are the key questions you should ask yourself before going into wealth building. So I'll be moving to the next slide, which is, okay, the continuation of the first one, which is some key points in wealth building. So the third one is money management. Yeah. Building wealth is not about how much money you earn, but how well you manage it. Like I just said, some people may have 100 million and within a period of time, it is blown off. It is because there is no proper management to manage that money. This is where many of us fail. This talks about our spending habits. We should have a spending habit. It's not everything we buy. It's not every occasion we attend. It's not all needs we attend to. So once we are able to control our spending habits, we are on our way to building our wealth. Then your savings and investment plan. So you should decide, like our first speaker have said, you should be able to set automated savings. Like as your income is coming in, if it's a monthly income, annual income, semi-annual or annually, there must be an automated system that is taking some percentage away from whatsoever that is coming in. That money is going into savings that you can later put into investments. Savings come first before investment. If you are not able to save, it's going to be difficult for you to invest, because it is what you save you actually invest. Then we'll be moving to the fourth one, which is growth and protection. True wealth is built and protected by doing the following. Yes, I want to grow, I want to make money, I want to be wealthy. How do you grow that wealth? And how do you protect it? If you have money and there's no protection you have built surrounding it, that surrounds it, before you know, that money will be blown off. Before you know, you cannot even tell how the money disappears. It is because you didn't protect or secure it. So this will take us to investing wisely. If you want to protect your wealth, you must invest wisely. I remember when our first speaker was speaking, he said before you go into stock, you should check if it is licensed. You should check if the app or the company is regulated. Then you cannot just go into investments that you don't know anything of. You hear that people are catching out in crypto. Oh, they are catching out in crypto. Oh, they said they make money in crypto. I had someone that is into crypto that has built houses, that bought cars. I want to go into it. Believe me, you will miss it because you didn't do your proper background. You didn't go through some check-ins before you went into it. You didn't go through background checking. Then the second one is building assets. If you want to protect your wealth, if you want to grow your wealth, you should build assets. You should look for something that is generating money for you. You should try it. It shouldn't just be, I have money in my account. You will be asked, what assets do you have? Your asset is more value than your physical money. Your asset is what you have built, what you have invested in, that is either generating dividends for you or that would generate dividends for you later in the future. Some assets can be something that you're earning from as you have started, while some can be something of compound interest, which you get over some period of years. Then the third one is insurance and emergency planning. Yeah, Insurance is another vehicle of wealth building. It might sound so unbelievable, but it is one of the major tools that many smart people are using. We will come to that. Then the last one is continuous learning. Yes, you hear about investments and you don't want to learn about it. Or, oh, some people will say, I don't do insurance, so I only believe in stock. Do you try to learn how insurance work? Some people will say, I only do insurance, I don't buy stock. Have you taken your time to go to study stock and know how it works? Then we'll be moving on to the last one, which is legacy and purpose. What is the purpose of your wealth? That is one thing we should ask ourselves. I want to be worthy. I want to be worthy. Why do you want to be worthy? Why are you craving to be worthy? What is that purpose you want to use it for? When you are worthy, what legacy are you going to lay down? What purpose are you going to put down? So this is where we talk about lives lives are not impacted. So if you're wealthy and you did not impact life, you are not wealthy. Families are not protected financially. If you're wealthy and you did not protect or leave legacy for your family, even when you are living or beyond, you are not wealthy. And if you're wealthy, your wealth does not run through generations. You are not wealthy. That is why most of us, we have stories. Stories like, my grandfather was very rich, he was living comfortable, he was doing that, but it's not telling in us now. So when many of us are working, we don't look like someone that was born into the wealthy people's generation. So as a wealthy man, you should have wealth or generate wealth, generate a mix of income that will run through generation. Wealth does not happen by luck, it happens through proper planning, doing the right thing at the right time. There's nothing like, sorry. I used to have a friend that would tell you, I will have money. I know I will have money in this life. I will have money. I don't know how. I just know I will have money. Either I will see money on the floor. Either somebody will just come in and just give me contract. I shall know I will have money. So that the chance of that statement is to come into actualization is very, very slim. You are living by luck. There is no structure. I'm telling you, this person does not really have a work like that. I think he said he's into business. Anytime business comes, there is no structure you have put in place that generates money. And I think that statement, he made that statement like, let's say 10 years ago. And believe me, the person is still waiting for the money to come. So I'll be moving on to the next slide, which is structure. Structure changes everything. Okay. So, like I told you, you should have a structure in place for you to build this wealth. You cannot just build wealth with nothing. You cannot just build wealth with no proper planning, with no proper structure, no means of making this money, no investment, no business, no savings, nothing. You are the type that when salary comes, before the month ends, the salary is done, it's finished. Excuse me. The salary is finished and you are saying, I'll be wealthy one day. So wealth is not done like that. It's not being built like that. So you don't need to know everything. You just need to know the right structure to build wealth. So it is clarifiable. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to have masters before you can be wealthy. Even those that didn't go to school can be wealthy. Most of the people that most illiterate are even the ones that are most wealthy, simply because they understand and master a system. They understand wealth structure. They know the vehicle to use in order to build their wealth. More money won't change your life, structure will. So like I said earlier, if you earn 100 million and you don't have a structure, you won't get anywhere. Review your current structure. Stop guessing. Get guidance. Stay today. So sit down and ask yourself, what structure do I have to build my wealth? Stop guessing. Oh, I think by the time I'm 60, my money will just double. Or I think my salary will be doubled. I think I will receive promotion. Even if the promotion come and you still did not follow this structure, you will still find it difficult to build your wealth. Let me go to the next slide, which is basic elements of wealth. Okay, these are just the basic elements. Yes, I want to be wealthy, I want to be worthy. These are the elements of wealth, which is one, create. Like I told you earlier in the explanation, you have to create, you have to manage, and you have to grow your wealth. So work to be done to get income. That is, like our first speaker have said, you have to have something doing. You cannot just be sleeping at home and said you'll be worthy one day. No, get up there, go and learn a skill, go and get a salary job, go and look for something that generates you money. You can go into business or career paths, anyone you want to do. You can go into skills, or you have talent, put it in place, sell what you have. People are ready to buy your talents. People are ready to pay money for your skills. Go outside, just search yourself within. What is that skill that I have that can generate money that people will be willing to buy? Go and sell it out and let money come to you. Multiply your stream of income. Yes. Many of us, if you feel your salary is not enough for you to even feed or not to talk of setting something aside, generate another means of income. There are remote jobs you can do. There are businesses you can go into that you don't even need to be physically present. Drop shipping also, I think that one is very common within Nigeria here. People are really seriously going to drop shipping and all. So you can look for something to do in order to elevate your income. Believe me, before helper will come, there must be something you have within yourself that the helper is going to assist you on. So let's level up. Let's elevate our income. Then we come to manage. How to spend responsibly to meet today's needs without compromising tomorrow's financial security. My income is not enough. I tell people, income can never be enough. Your earning can never be enough. Even Dangote still wants more. That is why he's still into other investments, because he wants more. So what are the rules to follow? There are principles to follow in order to save with whatsoever income you are generating or you are earning. There is a principle that I have been giving people over the years, and it has actually been helping them, which is the 20, 30, 50 rules of income. This principle says that no matter what you earn, I'm telling you, no matter what you earn, the first speaker have said it, live beneath your budget. Don't live above your budget. It is even better you live below your budget and you know there is something speaking for you. If you can afford a car and you are trekking, that is a thumbs up for you. But if you cannot even fuel your car and you have a car parked at the back of your house, that is foolishness. Sorry to use that word. So you live beneath your budget and you follow these rules, which we call the 20, 30, 50 rules. It says that out of your 100% income, 20% goes to your investments. No matter what you earn, and it's advisable to first of all take up your 20% away from your salary and take it into your investments. It is very crucial. It is your investments that sustain you tomorrow. It is your investment that show forth how well you have lived while you were working, or how comfortable you lived while you were working. Then 30% goes to your emergency needs. Emergency needs like your kids might fall sick suddenly, your car might break down and you need to take it to the mechanics, and something emergency might come. So you must set 30% of your income aside to take care of that. Why 50% goes to your basic and necessity? Your necessities like feeding, shelter, house rent, which other necessity, feeding, every other thing you know it is basic to you. Your 50% take care of that. No matter what you earn, if you live within this principle, believe me, you're on your way to your wealth building. Then the next one is grow wealth. This is where you think of the vehicle to grow your wealth. You can take a long-term or short-term investment of a 0 to 20 risks. Please, when you are growing your wealth, don't go to all those high-risk investments. That is where you hear that, oh, people are crying, the company has gone bankrupt and all. Please, take up an investment of a 0 to 20% risk. All right. Okay, I'll come back to the questions. Then the next slide. Okay. The elements, the high vehicle. Okay, is this where I am? Yeah. Okay, yeah. High level investment vehicles. Yes, we are talking about building wealth. These are the vehicles you can use to take up an investment for you to build up your wealth. The first one is stock and shares. The other one is mutual funds. The other one is insurance, bonds, and commercial real estate, which is the real estate. The stocks, mutual fund, insurance, bonds, and real estate. So I'll be explaining just few of all these because of time. I'll quickly run through the stock vehicle because our first speaker has mentioned it. So stock is a market where stock is a place where the public buy a small ownership in a company or businesses. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a rewarder of patience, discipline, and informed. Okay, sorry, let me put it this way. So it is a rewarder of patience, discipline, and informed decision over time. So like you said, it's not I drop money today, I want to cash out tomorrow. I invest, I bought shares this month, I want to cash out next month. It doesn't work that way. So how to go into the market? You need a stockbroker. This is the channel that takes you into the market. The stockbroker is a licensed middleman who help you to buy and sell shares on the stock exchange. So the stockbrokers are your middlemen that you need to get stocks. Oh, sorry, I moved. Okay, I'm just trying to run through. So because of time, so we'll have enough time for question and answer. Why are you blocking my screen? So come here. Okay. So we have how to go into the market. Stockbroker. This is the channel that takes you into the market and all. Then this stockbroker can be a physical structure or an app due to the advancements of technology. I just make this explanatory, so I won't be talking too much on it. Examples of these apps are AMR stockbrokers. So if you're looking for the app to download to get stock, you can use ARM stockbroker. You can use Stanbic IBTC stockbroker. You can use Afriverse, which is now Plotunus also. Okay, I think Plotus new. They've changed the name. Yes, Plotus new. Then you can use Invest Now. You can use Chaka. You can use Coronation, Lead Trader, Bamboo, Portfolio, and so on. There are so many of it. If you check through Google apps you can use to get stock, you will see many of them. But make sure you check the apps. Make sure they are licensed and registered with SEC. Then once you have chosen any of this channel, register and sign up with your valid means of identification. Some people came to me and say, I download the app, they're asking me for BVN. Sorry if you're in Nigeria, yes. There's no any financial investment you want to go into that your BVN will not be needed. So you sign in with your means of identification and or complete the verification process and fund your wallet. So once you fund your wallet, you can go into buying stock. So once you, sorry if I'm talking too fast, you can just tell me, let me slow down. I'm just trying to beat time. So once you download the app, you go into the markets. And as a beginner, this is what you look out for and try to understand the market very well. So understanding the market starts with popular and long existing companies. Yes, if you want to buy stock, don't go and get a stock from the company you are not aware of. Buy shares from company that has been in existence, they are doing well, and people are using their products. Because it is when they sell, that is when the company grows. Then there are times to understand when buying stock. When you download an app, you want to buy stock, you will see all this, you will see buy strong. You will see another one buy, you will see sell, you will see neutral, you will see weight, and you will see overweight, and you see underweight. So buy strong simply means expected to deliver high return. It means the stock, you are buying it at due time, you might get high return. Then buy, it means it's expected to do well. Though it's not yet doing well, but very soon it might do well. So, and that is the right time to buy, because as at that time, it's not that expensive. Then you see neutral, which is hold and watch. If you have not gotten, hold on, don't buy yet. If you had gotten, don't sell, hold on. It is likely to perform similarly to the overall market, which means it is likely to perform like those that are doing well in the market. Then overweight, expected to perform better than others. Underweight, expected to do worse. So don't just buy, avoid it. If you see anyone that is underweight, run from it. In all this narration, there is no where certainty is mentioned, which means this is why as a good investor, you should learn how to minimize risk. Stock fluctuates. There's nobody in all this narration, there's no one that will say, there's a guaranteed that this stock is going to do well. You can see expected. So no one can tell, but you can do your analysis by just monitoring just doing your background checking on the company before you buy shares. So I think that's it. Okay, how to minimize risk. Low price stock. Okay, try to avoid low price stock. Yes, I would tell people when the stock is cheap, buy. But when you see an unknown company that the share is cheap, the price is very cheap, run away from it, because you can wonder, why is it that cheap? Is it that nobody is buying? So why is nobody buying it? What nobody is buying, why should I buy it? So stock of unknown companies. Any stock that you don't know the companies, don't buy it. I remember when I just started buying shares, I bought one. I didn't even know how I bought that one, because intentionally I wouldn't have bought it. I just saw it in my portfolio appearing. All of a sudden, I didn't see it again. This company has disappeared with my money and all. Then avoid high volatile stocks. The company that you see that at every social media trend, at everything, the market is shaking. Try to avoid it. So this will be taking us to the next vehicle of wealth building, which is insurance. Okay, insurance is cheap when you don't think you need it. Yes, people will say, I don't need it now, maybe later. Believe me, that is when it's cheaper. People will say, I have not given birth. Maybe when I give birth, I will get an educational insurance plan. As at that time you feel you don't need it, that is when it's cheaper. This is a way to protect your loved one's dream and goals financially, and also build wealth while you are alive. Yes, it gives family protection, it protects dreams, it protects goals, and it's also a way for you to generate wealth. Some people hear of insurance, they will pick risk. They want me to come and insure my life. You want to kill me? This. No. Insurance is not all about debt. It is a way of generating and building income for you. Another means of investment. It's just that this insurance is 0% risk investment, and it gives 100% protection. So when you are young, it's cheaper. When you are healthier, it's very cheap. It's a better option. So maybe some people, one man called me and he was like, I want to take an educational plan for my daughter. I want to buy insurance for my daughter. I was kind of curious. Why are you this? I said, how much? I want to be paying like 50,000 every month. Okay, the child has like 18 years. It's a new baby. I was like, okay, well, let's start. When I ran through his age, I think he was born in 1970. I've not even heard of the name in my profession before. I was like, no wonder. I wonder what you were doing when you were 20, 30s, that you want to take up an insurance when you are approaching your 60. So that person cannot even take it because at that age, the person is having some underlying sickness that will not allow insurance to cover him or his or her child. So starting early gives you full benefits. So we'll be moving on to why life insurance is a wealth vehicle. Okay. Life insurance is not a death product, but a living financial strategy. It is income protection. Your income is coming in, you are protecting it. It forces discipline. Yes, it forces discipline. You know that you have a goal you're saving towards. You have a goal, you have a target. So as your income is coming in, it's a must that you must say, maybe you're saving towards your child's education, you're saving towards having a comfortable retirement. This will force you to invest. Then long-term investment structure, and it is a long-time investment structure. It's not like I want to invest, I'm getting it next month. It's a long time. It's that you're saving towards your retirement or you're saving towards your child's education while they are still very young. Then endowment and investment plan. It creates growth and provides safety. So this takes us to the next slide, which is why build what you can't protect. So we are talking about building your wealth, building your wealth. As you're building your wealth, you should always protect it. One emergency can destroy years of effort. Somebody might be investing, and before you know, there's an illness. Somebody that needs money to treat his or herself, you not tell the person to leave his money to just be cooling off somewhere. The person needs money. So that is why we must build what we can protect through with insurance. It will give you life cover. You have total and permanent disability, you have critical illness, all covered. Should anything happen to any of such happen, maybe there's an accident that leads to any amputation of the parts of the body, or there is an internal disease, you get some percentage or some amount, the whole sum assured from an insurance company that you take an investment from. So protection is not fear, it is an intelligence. So some people will say, you are asking me to come and protect my children's education. Are you saying something will happen to me? Or do you want something to happen to me? I'm scared of this. No, it is not fear. It is just an intelligence. It is a smart way to invest. It is a smart move to take. So that is all about insurance. I'll be moving on. I'll just talk more on mutual funds because of time. These are professional managed investment scheme. These are professionally managed investment schemes that pool money from multiple investors to invest in diversified financial assets. Okay, this is how mutual funds work. You can get mutual funds in some of those apps that I mentioned. You have money, another person has money, another person has money. There's a company that collects all this money and invests it, either on real estate, on stocks, or other means of investment. So once the money matures, there's a percentage that you'll be getting on whatsoever you have invested. So instead of investing alone, you join others and professional managers put the fund together and invest it on your behalf. So you can open mutual funds in banks and online apps. Some of the most banks offer will have this mutual fund, so you can use any of them. So I will be moving on to the concluding part, which is just a word for everyone. I am not here to motivate you because motivation will lose its effect in the course of time. But I am here to push you towards your goals. I am here to push you. No matter what is limiting you, I am pushing you. Sorry, I am pushing you that you must achieve this goal. Saving grow your money, but investment multiplies it. You deserve a comfortable retirement. You deserve financial freedom. You deserve good education for your kids. Take a step that your future will applaud you for. Thank you so much for having me. So I will be taking your answer. Stop sharing. Okay, do you have any questions? Sorry, you can unmute. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. You can ask any question or unmute and ask the question. Nico, can I take questions now?
Yes, they already started dropping some in the chat box.
Okay, can you share more light on mutual fund? All right, I can, but maybe you get my contact where we'll talk one-on-one because of time. Also, which investment plan is best for children education? Okay, for children education, I always recommend insurance. Insurance is a way, it's secure, it gives security. What if people buy shares, but I believe in diversification in the industry, in the investment industry. So the one that is certain is the insurance. If you buy stock today and stock falls, what happens to the education of your child? That's what I always ask people. So let me see, do I have any other question? Please throw more lights on the 2030 risk. Okay, can you, Nico, can they have my number, those that are asking for more lights because of time? So can
Yes.
have one-on-one session with you where we talked about any question you want to ask. We need more of this session, please. Okay, that's for the management. Will you like to hear? Okay. All right, thanks so much. Do I have any other question?
Yeah,
Yes.
someone just asked for an app.
Okay, I
Mm,
mentioned on my slide, I mentioned some of the apps you can use. Is it for the stocks?
yes, the person said you said if we want to use an app, we should check if the app is licensed and what.
Licensed and regulated.
Okay.
Regulated by government bodies. You should check if the company is licensed by Security Exchange Commission, which is SEC. SEC is the body that regulates all the stocks people. Ma, please, would you send the documents? All right, Nicole, can they get the documents?
Yes, they can. I'll send it to their group chat as soon as I get it.
Okay, all right. I hear fixed income investment is better and have low risk. Yes, and insurance is one of the fixed income investments. What is fixed? Something you hold, you can't touch. And once you can't touch it, the risk of you spending it is minimal. And it gives compound interest over time. You know the power of compound interest, having interest on top of your interest and your capital. Okay. Okay, I have a question. Who is this? Chioka Gift. You have a question. Can you unmute and answer it? Because I may not be able to go back to that.
Okay, ma. Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
question is regarding the apps used for investments. Okay, as a beginner, between investing on insurances and treasury bills, which is perfect for us? And which of
Okay.
the app would you recommend for us to actually go further into this investment? Thank you, ma.
All right. Thanks so much, Chioka. All right. It depends on what you're investing for. What you're investing for will determine the goal, we determine the duration, and we determine the return we are getting. And it will determine how serious your goal is. Okay, if you're taking up, if you want to take up a stock investment, you download Bamboo, you download Afrivest, you download Chaka. There are many. Nico said he will share the slide with us. Sorry, the materials with us. So you will go through some of the app. Then you can also do some research on your own. Just go to Google. There's nothing you can find on Google now. Ask of the app you can use as a beginner for stock and check if they are license. Then you ask two questions, which is recommended. Like I said, it depends on what you are investing for. It depends on your goal of investment. If you want to invest towards a retirement or your children's education, it's advisable you go through insurance. Because retirement does not, the retirement nowadays is not for civil servants or corporate workers. Even as a business person, as a freelancer, an artisan, you can have a comfortable retirement for yourself. We call it personal comfortable retirement. You regulate it, you control it, you determine how much you want to retire with, and you determine when you want to retire. Okay, please, ma, can you tell insurance company we can use? Okay, I work with one of the insurance company in Nigeria, which is Leadway Assurance Company. So if you're in Nigeria, you can use Leadway Assurance Company. If you don't know how to go about it, you can reach out to me. I think Nico will share my contact with you. I think I display it on the screen. Where is this thing? So how will you know if you are buying a good stock during research? The thing is, stocks, nobody can guarantee if stock will do well. That's one thing you should know. But when you are trying to get a secure stock, you can go through companies that are reliable, companies that have been long in existence, companies that are doing well, companies that you are using their products on a daily basis. Okay, if you're in Nigeria, companies like Guinness, they are doing well. Companies like MTN, they are doing well because almost everybody have MTN SIM. Company like Nigeria Brewery, they are doing well. So on like that. You can check through your daily consumption. What you use daily, those are good place to buy stock. Even Nigeria Exchange Company is doing well, which is NXG. Then what else? How will you know if you're buying a good stock during? Okay, I think that's all the question. If there's anyone I miss, you can help me do that, and maybe you should unmute your mic and ask me. Let me see if I can share my slide. Oh, Nico, can I share the slide where I have my contacts for those that are asking what to buy?
Yes, yes. I was even about to type your number in the chat box so they can easily copy it.
Okay, which one is better?
Anyone, we can do both. We can do both.
Okay, okay, let me see. Someone was saying something. Come again, I can't hear you.
My now question pertaining to saving.
You want to ask what? Your network is kind of...
Question I want to ask question say that is it okay for we just save on all these system app or we should save in this app for different details?
Okay,
Then
you
after
can save.
savings, we just get our money and invest.
All right, thanks so much. Yes, you can use fintech app. Fintech app are doing well. Just make sure they are being licensed. So check how if they are being licensed. If they are being licensed, you can use it. You can use, if you're in Nigeria, OPay is one of it. PiggyVest is one of it. What's the other? PalmPay is one of it. Can you see my slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are my social media. You can reach out to me on my phone number. You can follow me on any of the social media. I post some of these materials on some of my social media and how to invest wisely. So, yes, sorry, Oluwalonimi, yes. So you can use any of the fintech app, provided they are secured. All right, have I answered
Okay,
your
ma.
question?
Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do we have any other question? No, sorry, I can't read your chat. Let's see. Okay. Please, is there any okay, sorry, that was not for me. I want to know if you have any
Yes,
other
ma.
Okay. Is someone talking?
Yes, ma. Ma, please, if you want to invest for kids, like your children's education, what kind of insurance can you use, please?
Okay, where are you? Which country are you?
Kogi State, Nigeria.
Okay, you're in Nigeria. Okay, so you can reach out to me. I will put you through on the app on the insurance to use. I work with Leadway Assurance, and it's one of the number 2. It's between the number 1 and number 3 best insurance company in Nigeria. So you can copy my number and reach out to me. We'll talk about that. Have I answered your question, ma?
Okay. Yes, ma. Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome. You can also follow me on any of my social media handle. Okay, so I don't think I have any other question again, or is there anyone I'm missing?
No, I think that is all. Okay, someone asked, how do we check if they are licensed?
Okay, you can just use Google. Once you get any insurance, any stock this thing you want to use, any app you want to use to buy your stock, put it on Google and ask, is this app licensed? So you will see the results. So for those that are not in Nigeria, so I can't tell because I don't know some of the apps that are available there. So wherever you are, any app that you feel you want to use, you can go to Google, what apps can I use to get stock or to go into the stock market? Once you see, I know you have more of them. So you can just check it out. Are they licensed? Which bodies license them? Which organization regulates them? I believe I've answered that question. All right, I think that's all for now. So in the absence of no question, thanks so much for having me. Thanks for listening to me. I appreciate your time and your presence, and please do have a wonderful day.
Oh, wow. It's on a full market.
Thank you so much for honoring the invitation to come and speak to our community. We're really grateful. And I want you to show her some love in the comments. Put the love emojis as we usually do. Clap, because comprehensive slide for this session. And she's also willing to give you one-on-one consultation. That is very impressive. And we're really grateful from the Africa Agility team. We want to say a very big thank you. So yes, also thank you to everyone that joined in for this session today. I mean, it was very insightful. I also learned a lot from stock investments, insurance, and all the myth I used to believe about insurance has now been cleared. I know better. So I'm very thankful. I think we've come to the end of today's session. This is an open mic session, and we usually host it quarterly. So in the next quarter, we'll have something else like this that you can learn from outside of the usual tech, just in the tech space. So yes, thank you all for joining. We've come to the end of this session, and yeah, have a lovely day. We'll see you again during our next open mic session. Okay, bye for now.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, mom.